Hello, in this video, we will be learning about association rules. Imagine that you are a sales manager at some store and you are talking to a customer who recently bought a PC and a digital camera from the store. What would you recommend to her next? Information about which products are frequently purchased by your customers following their purchases of a PC and a digital camera in sequence would be very helpful in making your recommendation. Frequent patterns and association rules are the knowledge that you want to mine in such a scenario. If we think of the universe as the set of items available at the store, then each item has a Boolean variable representing the presence or absence of that item. Each basket can then be represented by a Boolean vector of values assigned to these variables. The Boolean vectors can be analyzed for buying patterns that reflect items that are frequently associated or purchased together. These patterns can be represented in the form of association rules. The information that customers who purchase computers also tend to buy antivirus software at the same time is represented in the following association rule. Computer implies antivirus software, and the support for this rule is that support is equal to 2% and confidence is equal to 60%. Association rules are considered interesting if they satisfy both a minimum support threshold and a minimum confidence threshold. Such rules are also called as strong association rules. Support is frequent item set evaluation matrix. So for frequent item set evaluation, we do not require confidence. Support is the percentage of transactions in a dataset D that contain items A and B. These items A and B should be frequent items. A support of 2% means that 2% of all the transactions under analysis show that computer and antivirus software are purchased together. Confidence is the percentage of transactions in a dataset D containing item A that also contain item B. A confidence of 60% means that 60% of the customers who purchased a computer also bought the software. Now consider A and B be a set of items and A intersection B is equal to null. The rule A implies B holds in the transaction set D which supports small s, where s is the percentage of transactions in the dataset D that contain A union B, that means both the items. This is taken to be the probability of A union B. So to find out the value of support, we find out the probability of A union B items in the set of transactions. The rule A implies B has confidence C in the transaction set D, where C is the percentage of transactions in the dataset D containing items A that also contain items B. This is taken to be the conditional probability B given A. So, in order to calculate support for any rule, we find out the probability of A union B, and to find out the value of confidence for some rule, we find the probability of B given the value of A. A set of items is referred to as a set of item sets. An item set that contains k items is a k item set. For example, the set computer, antivirus software has two items, so it is called as a two item set. The occurrence frequency of an item set is the number of transactions that contain the item set. This is also known as frequency, support count, or count of the item set. So in order to calculate confidence, we can also use the support count of A union B divided by support count of A. Now let us see how to calculate support and confidence with the help of an example. So here we have two columns TID and list of item IDs. So TID means transaction IDs, and we have 9 transactions, T100 to T900, and these are the list of items which were purchased in each of the transactions. So suppose the rule is I1, I2, I5. So in this rule, I1, I2 is A and I5 is B. So out of these 9 transactions, how many times I have I1, I2 and I5? So this is first transaction where we have I1, I2, I5, and this is other transaction where I have I1, I2, I5. So out of these 9 transactions, only 2 transactions have I1, I2 and I5. So the support is 2 divided by 9, that is 22.22%. Suppose there is some other association rule, I1, I5 implies I2. So this is A and this is B. So what we find for support, probability of A union B, that means item I1, I5 and I2. So I1, I5 and I2 first transaction, I1, I2 and I5 second transaction. So out of these 9 transactions, only 2 transactions have the support. So support for this rule is also 22.22%. Now let us find out the value of confidence. So as we have seen, confidence is support count of A union B divided by support count of A. The support count of A union B, as we had found out, 2 was there. So we write 2. Then support count of A, that means how many transactions have I1, I2. So I1, I2 first transaction, second, third and fourth. So four transactions have I1, I2 because it is the support count of A. A means items on the left hand side of the rule. So confidence for this rule is 2 divided by 4, which is equal to 50%. Let us find out the confidence of this rule I1, I5 and I2. So it is the support count of I1, I5, I2 divided by the support count of I1, I5. The support count of I1, I5 and I2 was 2, and the support count of A, that means I1, I5 in one transaction and I1, I5 in another transaction. So this value is 2. So the confidence for this rule, association rule, is 100%. Let us see one more example where the association rule is paper, book implies rubber. So these are the different items, and in the number of transaction here is 5. So out of total 5 transaction, how many transactions have A union B? That means paper, book and rubber. Paper, book, rubber, paper, book, rubber. So only 2 transactions have all these items A union B. So the support for this rule is 2 by 5. Now let us find out the value of confidence. First, support count of paper, book and rubber. So it was 2. Now we have to find out support count of A. That means paper and book. Paper and book here, here and here. So 3 transactions contain paper and book. So 3. So the confidence for this rule is 2 by 3 and support for this rule is 2 by 5. Thanks for watching the video.